further ado, we have 2 more heroes and we are ready to rock and roll. And I'm going to mute myself. Spotlight. There you go. You're spotlighted.
Oh, I'm a little surprised that everything is working. It's been a very like Murphy's Law, I don't know, 36 hours or so. But yeah, I'm Michael Lasday. I use they and them pronouns. I'm in Philadelphia. And I'm here to talk about YERP, which stands for Your Emergency Response Platform. I've got some slides that I'm going to show, and then I have a few different demos to run through, and that'll probably heat up the time that we got. It's definitely going to be cats involved in this. That should probably be on my disclaimer slide. But now you know. All right, let me see if I can get this switched over here to the other monitor. Okay, there's that. And now just have to get the presentation on there. No, not on the screen, not on the other monitor. Do this. Present. And it's giving me the last slide. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is going to be a little light on the other hacks on account of time, but yeah, all right. So here's the stuff that we are going to try to get through. First, we're going to talk about what a YERP is, then what it is not. Some background on the project. We'll talk about some of the ideas behind it, do the demo, try and address some elephants in the room, and how y'all can get one of these going for yourselves. So first, some things about what this is not. This is not meant to be foolproof. It's not meant to be a silver bullet. It's not meant to just be something that you set up and have like a bathroom that is now guarded by an overdose preventing robot. It's not quite that. This is really kind of just meant to make doing spotting for bathrooms and having bathrooms and safety protocols a little easier to do. It's easy to circumvent. This is not made to be something that that works against consent, which I like. And it's kind of messy, which you may see. But yeah, so here's some background on where this got started. Some of the stuff that you're seeing over here. This is going on in Philly in 2019. This is stuff that's going on. Like, I was involved in the Philly Drug Users Union, and we were noticing all of these like public health issues that were coming up on account of lack of bathroom access in Kensington in North Philly, where there's a pretty large population of people living outdoors. You combine that with a really scarce access to bathrooms, defecation in public, which I'm not going to say I blame anybody for, and Hep A outbreaks. So that's one part of the background. Another part of the background is this stuff here. I was involved in some of the community organizing, supporting Safe House when that was first going. I sat in on one of the court dates and noticed that they kept talking about how important with the crack house the interpretation of the crack house statute that was going on, that intention mattered a lot, that so much of what was going on with the case had to do with what a space that was being offered to people was going to be used for. The defense was saying that it was there to save lives. The prosecution was saying that it was there to use drugs. Some of what this project does is tries to insert another primary reason for access to space, which is just the safety, sanitation, dignity, autonomy, privacy that comes with bathroom access that you really kind of take for granted if you don't have access to those things, if you don't have access to that. And then the final bit here, this is from something that Brave Co-op put out. And this is a paper, this stuff, this is a little older, this is a little more recent, but it's talking, both of these talk about issues when it comes to programs that are implemented for the benefit of people who use drugs and other marginalized populations, and how easy those can be used for surveillance purposes, or even if they are perceived as being used for surveillance purposes, just the chilling effect that has on whatever the programs are purporting to be about. Let's see here. So this is some of the interventions that happened back around then. Got more stuff from Brave. This really wouldn't exist as it does if it was not for the Brave Sensor Project and the Lifesaver Alert Project out of New Hampshire. Pathways to Housing in Philly had some systems installed by Lifesaver, and me being able to see those and see what some of the blind spots in how that was set up got me thinking about doing this project in the first place, just as somebody who's like a hacker and tinkerer, programmer and harm reductionist, and nerd. Here's some other stuff that I'm just going to put this up here real quick. Just wanted to shout out these other interventions that that are for the benefit of people using drugs alone. I think that's really still one of the main spots of harm reduction could stand to improve a lot upon. Noticing right now that I'm not including anything on here about safe supply, which is not in the US, but would certainly make a lot of this stuff obsolete, which I would love to see. Let's see here. Here's just a quote about automation and kind of the idea behind this. It's a marriage of having a human and a machine working together. You want the machine to do the things that are easy for a human to screw up, and you want the human there checking the things that a machine won't understand. And that just went right past my little demo guy. Okay, so now we can see what this actually looks like. All right, let's pull this up here. So here is the UI. This works off of a smartphone, works off a tablet, works off a desktop, and this is built on top of Home Assistant, which is very large open source project that's a front end for Python that is mostly used for home automation. That was how I knew about it in the first place. These three different rectangles here, they represent different spaces. These two are here at my place in Philly. This one down here is at Jesse's in Georgia. And so that's what they look like on the screen. And I will show y'all what they look like in person, and then we'll get them running. So the audio, it might be a little hard to hear me because I did not think of where the mic was going to be with all this, but let's see if I can get this just set up quickly first. So we've got some a bunch of different sensors that are involved here. This is a millimeter wave sensor. This is a THRS sensor. These are both different types of motion sensors. This is a light switch that has lighting behind it. This is a Raspberry Pi, which all this runs off of. It can run off of other hardware as well. A couple light bulbs here. The light bulbs change color based on how much time has gone by without motion inside of a bathroom or any other single occupancy kind of space. And what we got here, this is a lamp with a speaker on it. The speaker can play announcements about what's going on. And I will go ahead and get this started so that it is running and we can see what it does. Right. So, I'm here right now. This mock-up room here. This is that little room with a dog in it. Set this here. So after a door shuts, it gives a little bit of time for curtains to finish blowing or objects to settle inside the room before it starts sensing. The way that you're seeing the light bulbs change colors there, that's while it's in standby mode. And as soon as it picks up motion inside the there, now the bulb turns green. That you're seeing this one over here that's still oscillating different colors because that is a different room that one is keeping an eye on. And so there is a counter that is on the screen back over here. Anytime that there's motion inside the room, this activity part here is going to say that the countdown timer for when nobody is moving, it's going to say that is idle because this only works, it's only counting down when it's not picking up any motion inside of that room. And let's see, I will go ahead and just set this so that there's so that it's not picking up any motion in there. The sensors that are in there, no native wave is very sensitive. It works really, really well. All this stuff, by the way, is it's open source. These different sensors, I'll get to this in the elephant in the room part, but they're all very affordable, like in the ballpark of like $20 per sensor. Yeah, so I will go ahead and so the bulb that's in there, that'll change from green to yellow to red based on how much time is going by, so that while you're in the room being spotted, you have some idea of what's going on outside there. And also because, as I mentioned earlier, with this all being based on trust and consent, if for whatever reason this isn't something that you want to participate and you just want to use the bathroom, this type of sensor here, light switch installed on a wall, you just press that and it turns off until somebody leaves and comes back in. Now I will go ahead now and just demonstrate some of what happens if somebody's in there and stops moving. Switch that over to screen here. And then I'm just going to go ahead and make this timer go all the way down. This setting here, it says 3 minutes right now, but this is something that you can set from the interface. You can have it as low as 5 seconds if you wanted to. It'd probably go off a lot. And really as much time as you want to allot. There's also a timer on here if you want to keep track of like an amount of time to check on somebody inside the room, regardless of whatever's going on in there. You can set that. It doesn't have to be set. But yeah, I'll go ahead and simulate this winding all the way down.
Please check on the mock-up bathroom.
So what happens there is there was just a announcement that was played on the speaker behind me. There have been other installations where a song gets played, and when you hear that one song, you know to check in the bathroom. And what this pops up here is that one thing that I noticed from having this set up in the bathroom in Puerto Rico was that you'd have times where people are missing that wellness check announcement, even if it's going off a couple times. So this allows you to set up a second kind of fail-safe with like a more obtrusive perhaps kind of announcement, and this is set to send out some text messages. And looking at the time and noticing that way more went by than I expected. But whoop. Let's see here. Let's see if there's anything I should try and breeze by with the rest of these slides. see here. Where did I put them? Here we are. Okay, so here's just a summary of what those different steps are. And some of those elephants as to this being an open source project where it's something that you can install for yourself. The source code is all available. The instructions are available. The documentation is nowhere near where I want it to be. But as the opportunity arises, that's going to get built out. I do also offer services as far as doing consulting and installing and maintaining for this. In that I have built in that I will not do any of these installations without participants being involved as consultants, being paid at the same hourly rate that I am paid at. And here is what some of these sensors cost, just to get an idea. They are really cheap. Like, these are door sensors that can tell if the door is open or closed. These are the millimeter wave sensors that are really, really amazing. You have to order them from China, but that's fine. Just take a little while to get here. And this thin client here, that is a device that works as a hub that this can run off of. This is a little baby elephant, and this is a Mitch Hedberg quote that I thought summed up that part pretty well. Oh, well, okay, hold on. I will just show those slides
There
very
we
quickly.
go. There we go.
Okay, this is that flow. And here's the elephants and the Mitch Hedberg quote that you no longer have to imagine. Same with the baby elephant. And really on this stuff, the more that I'm able to work on this, the more that I'm able to bring the cost on this down. I'm not really going to be happy on that until there are some devices called like ESP32s and ESP8622s that you can buy like 10 for $30. And I think there's some potential to be able to run this off of those and have this be something that's actually like very, very affordable to put all over the place. And this is some of what it's based on. That's the device that I'm running it off of, though we can't really get them a ton right now because of chip shortages. There's some stuff about Home Assistant, and I forgot that I put this in there, but this is some stuff about the project that I like. Encouraging people to demand more from service providers, and this doesn't have to work off of a cloud. This is really cool that after people visit, you can tell them how long they were in the room for and what the longest gap in motion was, so that they can take that with them and have that information as a baseline. Some stuff here that I will just put on the screen and not read. Just some future plans and some ways to get involved. It's an open source project, so any contributions are welcome. It's also self-funded, and so any of those contributions are of course also welcomed. And just some info on the project. Also wanted to plug this down here. Mutual aid support system that would have been talked about had there been a little bit more time, but it's kind of just like a an Etsy marketplace for harm reduction programs to list their extra supplies and get extra supplies shipped to them. Yeah, just another project in the works. And
If you're
Yeah.
willing, Michael, to stop sharing your screen for a moment.
Sure.
What I would love to do is we would really love to hear about the mutual aid thing. So do you think that 5 minutes is enough? 5-6 minutes is enough time to cover that? Because I think it's a really important piece of today's Courtney, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do that. Let me just
Excellent.
so
I'm
do
going
that here.
to spotlight yourself and Courtney and Jesse. Is that who is talking now? Boom, boom. Add you to the spotlight. Oh, what happened? Courtney, you're spotlighted. Michael is spotlighted. Jesse, are you in on this piece? All right, I'm adding you to the spotlight. Fantastic. All right, dazzle us. We're so excited to hear. Drum roll.
Michael, you want to start off how we know each other, that jazz?
Yo, Lasday, you still with us?
Hello.
Maybe one of you can get started.
Yeah, I first met Michael when he came up to do one of his first installations of YERP in an RCO in New Hampshire that I was working at the time. And I think it was one of the bigger installs. We had 2 centers with bathrooms and that he put sensors into, and we also had a shelter, cold weather shelter. I understand that there was a little more, there were some connectivity issues just because it was a little more in the middle of nowhere. But the reason why Michael asked me to talk on it was because it just kind of, I don't know if the director thought that it was like this, you set up the equipment and it's ready to go, and literally the first page of it is like, this is a pilot program. It requires like us working together and talking a lot, and like so I kept up with Michael after he left, and we kind of just communicated a lot about like how the program was working. Michael had asked me to test this stuff, and we also could like modify it depending on how things were working. Like for a little while it was like, please check on the person in the bathroom, and then like Michael and I decided it would be funnier to do Britney Spears' Toxic, but it was like this medieval age version of it. I wish I could pick it up, but or find it, but that was just like a little funnier, and we just had a good time. And like the thing that I learned the most about having them is that it requires someone to always be keeping an eye on it and keeping up with the app and keeping up with the bathrooms. And like I felt I was the only one really doing that at my RCO. Like there wasn't a lot of like other people that were engaging as much. I think it was just like, oh, this is a new weird technology and I don't want to have anything to do with it. But like the reality is the more you use it, the more like helpful it becomes. And oh, sorry, an RCO is a recovery community organization. So like it really just like depended on using the applications, because like we had a chronic use of people obviously using in bathrooms, and I wasn't necessarily against that because at least it was a safe place to go, but it like had that time old issue of like, we can't say that people are using in the bathroom, but we're well aware that people are using in the bathroom. So like, how can we make it the safest situation possible? And once we kind of like explained to most participants like what this is about, and that it's not intrusive and it's based on consent, and they were all about it and very interested. I thought it was so cool. So it really just like requires people to like engage with it, and that's when I think it works the best, because then you can like say that you went and checked, and people can go back and see like, okay, how long has this person been in there total? How long have they been checked on? It just like gives you more data that you can work on. So like maybe you're not pounding on the bathroom door quite so much and invading their privacy, because also like, yes, people use in the bathroom, but we served a huge houseless population where like they take showers in there. It's only safe place to actually use the bathroom and take a shit. Excuse my French, but like it's an invaluable place. So like we just it was a really great thing to implement to try to use technology and also like help these people out and keep them safe, and using in a place where if something happens, they know that there are people there that are equipped and ready to help. And that's really as close with the law the way it is now, that's as close as we can get to an overdose prevention center. It's kind of sad, but it's something. We looked at it that way. So like when things kind of went sideways with the director of my organization, Michael, I just kind of kept up with Michael, and now he's been instrumental in starting my own SSP. And yeah, it's just I hope that this become like, someone in the chat was saying this would be great for all kinds of public bathrooms. I'm like, I couldn't agree more. Until we can make like true supervised over like consumption sites, this is really like cutting edge tech of what we can offer people. That's it.
I didn't get to show this earlier, so just one quick little thing that I that I really liked that I figured out the other day. It just that you know, this is also something that like you can allow people to express themselves through it. It doesn't have to just be like boring and sterile. And case in point, I have this like goofy boombox here that
Hello, this is YERP. Please do a wellness check for the visitor in the bathroom.
so you can just hook it up to whatever audio source you want. And I mean, the whole thing is just really modular and adaptable, and yeah.
It's so good. I love the blinky diodes. Like, is there a blinky diode website that you go to that like Tesla coils and blinky diodes, how you know you're in the lair of an inventor, you know?
Also,
Yeah, good indicator.
Jameson's question, I think like, Michael, really the only like concerns you have are like the dimensions of the bathroom right now, right? And like the area's connectivity.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, really the only thing that's stopping this from being installed in fast food spots, bodegas, wherever is just that that it hasn't been done yet. But I would really, really like for that to happen. Like one of the other people who was involved in this early on nearly died in the bathroom of a Target. Like years ago, one of the first things that got me involved in harm reduction in the first place was somebody that I knew from the nightlife scene who OD'd and died in the bathroom of a cafe that he was working at. And you know, none of this stuff needs to happen like that.
Washrooms are de facto safer use spaces. People, you know, assume that someone might come and knock on the door if they notice these things. And sometimes it's also just the only place that you can go and get access to some water and a toilet and, you know, close a door. So they're so.
And like, hopefully nobody will bother you so much in there.
That's
If you're
right.
out in the public.
Yeah, if you're not able to be in here, then you're over here next to the dumpster, and that fucking sucks.
Amazing. So thank you so much for your presentation and demo. I have to say, for all of the demos that I've ever seen or given, they usually fail miserably beforehand. I think it's just like, it's whatever the law is, like when you watch it is when it's going to break. So and just thank you so much for your time today. And your presentation and all your gorgeous faces and all the work that you do. Can we please give our lovely presenters a big round of emoji love? Yay. Excellent. And now it's just us. Fantastic. Look at all those sparkling hearts. Great.